Men and women all over the globe are joining now for the best videos on the internet.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
And I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Click the subscribe button now to become a member of the Action Pack. Would you like to know more?
Hello everyone and welcome. Do you like fast-paced action? How about beautifully figured busty women in spandex? If you do, I think that we have found just the game for you. I'm Mike, and this is Mike's After Action Reviews, and this is the Rapid Action Review for Stellar Blade. Alright guys, so this is a rapid action review, which means that we are going to be skipping out on some things that we normally cover in the after action reviews. The reason that I have to do this, so I'll just tell you guys, I had the after action review script, I was writing it, but we are fast approaching a time when I'm going to be leaving for Italy. It is the 15th as of recording this, and I am leaving on the 17th. So guys, bear with me with the rapid action review. Please just, I apologize for all that. When we get back from Italy, we're going to be returning to our normal scheduling and try to avoid having to do rapid action reviews instead of after action reviews in instances like this. But starting with the game's production, Stellar Blade was initially released on April 26, 2024. It was developed by Shift Up Corporation and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game's runtime, if you are just completing the main story, is on average from howtolongtobeat.com 22 hours and 20 minutes, with main plus some extras being 35 minutes and 47 seconds, and completionists finishing the game on average in 55 hours. So that just shows you there is quite a few things for you to do, extra little stuff, and that's always great in a game like this. So then, moving on to our sustains and improves, starting with the sustains. Okay, so my first sustain is the fast-paced action. I like to compare games to games that recently came out if there are some great similarities. I would say that this one is actually a lot like God of War Ragnarok. It's over the shoulder. The camera is a little farther out here, but that also has to do with what I'm talking about. The action is very fast-paced, so it's like God of War Ragnarok, but Eve is much more agile and quick compared to Kratos, with the dodging, parrying, and countering being the main parts of the combat here. You're always going to be jumping around, blocking an attack, jumping out of the way, and then countering with these very, very quick movements. And and not just that you're agile and quick, but it's almost like, think Dragon Ball Z, where your character can literally do parts where they're do a counterattack and they jump behind the enemy very quickly with like super speed. So it's really awesome. I really did like that. My second sustain is the replayability. There are multiple endings. There's a good ending, a bad ending, and a bonus ending unlocked by completing side content. And also with my next sustain, so my third sustain is unlockables and gear customization, and that kind of ties into the replayability because you're going to be able to do different builds. So you have cosmetic outfits, which are really great for those guys who love not only collecting things, but also beautiful women dressed in scant clothing. I'll get into it when I do my final statement. Anyway, so then there's also gear that offers different stats and bonuses such as healing, defense, damage, critical damage, stuff like that. This allows you to customize not only your character, but also your playstyle. So that plays into replayability, like I said before, but I also really like the customization side of things. That's awesome. So then moving into my improves, I have two improves. We have character development. So we don't get many deep character moments when compared to other recent action games like that have a narrative like this one. So like thinking of Ghost of Tsushima, God of War Ragnarok, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, those games have much more character development. Okay, and then the other improve that I have, so this is my second improve, would be like a different weapon selection. I know that this one is kind of a stretch, but there wasn't a whole lot that I wanted improved in the game. It's a Souls-like, and those aren't exactly my cup of tea, but it was done very well. It was basically a Souls light. You kept your experience when you died, but you did have to restart and enemies would respawn like in the Souls-like games. Okay, but anyway, so trying to find improves was a little bit difficult for me, but this one I would say is the different weapon selection, much like God of War or Star Wars Jedi Survivor, or even Ghost of Tsushima, being able to switch to a different weapon. Like if your character were to get like, I don't know, like an axe. So you use a sword. If you could get an axe or a spear, there is a little bit of a different, kind of like a powered up mode where your character uses a different weapon, but you don't get to just switch to that weapon in your standard combat. So that would be my 2 improves for this game. So let's lead that into our final statement and review score. Obviously, like I said, not a whole lot of improves and some pretty good sustains, so it will be no surprise that I'm going to give this one one thumb way up in the air above average. So average is thumb middle, obviously below average is thumb down, and bad is 2 thumbs down. This one doesn't quite get the 2 thumbs up, but of excellent, but I would say that this is definitely above average. I'm much more into games that are more narratively driven. This one not so much with the characters. Maybe really towards the end, like the last 2 hours, you start to get some real character development, and that's great, leading us into the next game. If they were going to do a sequel, they kind of set it up for a sequel as well, so that's really cool. I really did like the game, very action-packed. Really, the combat was really good. You have a skill tree. There's all these different skill trees. You get different skills that basically level up your basic combat abilities rather than giving you more and more and more and more abilities. So it just means that basically you're going to have a simple combat loop, fun to play, and get into, but hard to master. So that's really awesome, and it really was satisfying being good at dodging, and it felt like an in-universe made sense, the way that your character moved and attacked. I've always said rolling in games like Elden Ring and the Souls-like games just looks weird to me. So I think that parrying would be really good, and being able to block, well, you have that here, but then also when you do the dodges, your character jumps around like some kind of ballerina, which is basically in universe what her character would be. So I really did enjoy that. I do just want to touch on one thing. We had this whole controversy with gaming journalists saying that the game is bad because basically the woman is sexy, and I'm going to tell you she is. She's beautiful. She's sexy. She's got a nice body, and you can dress her up in different clothes. Which, hey, we haven't gotten a whole lot of that kind of stuff. This is obviously something that you would want to think of, like, maybe you might not want to let your kids play the game. Maybe you don't care about that kind of stuff with your kids, so you would let them play the game. Nothing is sexualized. Nothing is explicitly sexualized. She looks beautiful. She wears some of the outfits are she's scantily clad in some of the outfits, but she never talks about, oh, I'm so beautiful, I'm so sexy. No characters comment on her breasts or her butt or anything like that. She's just a normal character that you can dress in, like I said, scant clothes. Or not even scant clothes. It's not lingerie. It's definitely, it's more than a bikini, but it's definitely what, some of the outfits are more than a bikini, but definitely what, young men want to see. I think actually even old men as well. But I just thought that was kind of like a little eye candy bonus, separate section from the rest of what the game is going on. But it was nice to be able to see that people putting aside some of these stupid ideas about women, letting a protagonist character be feminine, and yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought the game was really good, and I did like it. So above average, guys. If you haven't played it yet, go check it out. Otherwise, go get it. Go get it, because it is nice. So I really appreciate everybody watching. I do want to thank you all one last time and just say God bless you all, and have a good day. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch and join the Discord, where you can voice chat with me while I live stream, and you won't be recorded or anything on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty cool. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you like to read, you can see my after action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in the description below.